We're live.
You're on the sixth string element, earning the reputation.
Well, we got some echoing going on. We got some echoing going on here. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sure where that's coming from, but let's. Okay. I'm not sure where the echoing's coming from. Just give us a second, folks. You're on the six screens. We got After the Storm coming on here next. I just want to make sure that we get this all settled, girl. Gail, hang in with us. I'm not sure where the echo is coming from. 1, 2, 3. Boy, every once in a while we do have these echoings that's taking place. Just stay with us. Our program's going to start. When you're doing live programs, this can happen. I'm just trying to find out where the echoing is coming from. Gail, you have your mic on, do you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not muted.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I have no idea.
Hmm.
Let me do a couple of things here. Okay, folks, just stay with us. After the storm, we just have some technical issues. We're going to try to figure this out. Let me just. I'm not sure. All right. Forgive us, folks. Just stay with us. We get the program starting here momentarily. We just got into a little bit of a snafu here for some reason or another. 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we got it, Gail. I think we got it. So let's get our program. Hey, we've got a great program coming up here tonight. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We've got Jay the comedian coming on. Let's start the program right here on the six screens Telenetwork.
You're on the six screens Telenetwork, earning the reputation of giving all the right ingredients, uninhibited, and exposing the hard, cold facts about the Watchtower Society. And now, in Disney.
Right, Michelle, after the storm.
Where you been? You been ducked off for a minute. They don't know I've been depressed, but you know I'm in it. I never thought I was enough, so I was finished. Had to really talk to God and I had to handle life's hard tests, hard stress, feeling a complete mess, really getting fed up. And anything they say don't matter, cause I got my bread up. I really got my pick up. Forgot the insecurities, I had to pick my head up. And all my feelings down, so I'm so dollar. Getting through these long nights, screaming yellow. But I'm better now.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome into After the Storm with our good friend Gail out of Houston, Texas. She's a former Jehovah's Witness, and she has a great guest coming on here tonight. He's an ex-Jehovah's Witness comedian. You know him as Jay. Hello, Gail.
Hello, Rick. Thank
Well,
you.
this music off.
Okay.
That's DeLon's daughter singing that song.
Right.
She does good. She's very talented. Yeah, very talented.
Yeah, she's
So
having a
how you doing,
video release party next Tuesday for a new video. But I'm doing great. It's other than it's being, over 100 degrees in Houston and
Is
trying
it
to
really?
guard. Oh yeah, it's been like 100 degrees for the past 3 or 4 days. Everything's burning. I'm trying to work in
Wow.
my garden and it's a
Boy,
good
it's
thing you
hot.
can't smell me right now because I smell like Tiger Bomb. I'm in so much pain.
Well, what if I told you, well, today it's starting to get hot, but the last few nights I had the windows open. We got down to 48 degrees.
What?
Nice and cool. Yeah, it
Oh
was
my gosh.
beautiful at
Yeah.
night. Yeah. Starting to
We
get
haven't
warm now. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had rain in a month. Hopefully we'll get some rain next week.
Well,
Yeah.
I know it's hot down there, but in the winter, you guys really enjoy it. You really enjoy it. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes. So
All
tell us what's
right.
going on.
Well, I want to thank everybody for staying into After the Storm tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying with us. We have a really good guest tonight. And our next guest proves that activism comes in many styles. You have your journalist, you have your editorial style, you have your rebuttal style. Some make skits, some do phone calls, and then we have the comedians. So, will everybody please help me welcome Jay the comedian? Yeah, I know. I wish I had the sound effect. Jay, how are you?
I am good. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you're
Good,
coming
because
in clear,
I can't
clear.
hear myself through my speakers, but
Oh,
this is
really?
great. This is great.
Yeah.
No, it works. It works.
So one of my first burning questions is, what's a guala?
A koala.
Holla at your guala. Holla at your
Well,
guala. I've been dying to ask you that.
well, it's nothing. It's something that like people in my neighborhood would say to each other. It's something that like Lil Wayne would say in rap songs too. It just means talk to you later. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
holla at your boy. We say holla at your koala. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just something that, I didn't hear anybody else like really saying it. So I'm just like, I'll say it. That'll be my little like closing out, message to the people. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, I love it.
I wish it
love
was something more impressive, but it's not.
Yeah, I figured it was some kind of slang. I lived in New York, so I have heard it. I just for anybody else,
Ah,
just asking for a
ah,
friend.
oh
Just
yeah, oh yeah.
asking for
I actually get that question a lot. So
You do?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, have you done stand up before?
I
Are you
have.
interested in doing stand up?
Oh yeah, I am. I actually I'm working on my 1 hour routine. I'm gonna like pitch it to networks and stuff like that. And a
Oh,
bunch
nice.
of great XJWs help me like pay for it and get it all together. So right now, I wanted to put it out like last year, but the
Uh-huh.
pandemic kind of shut down all the comedy clubs and a whole bunch of other things. So I had to put it on
Oh,
the back burner,
wow.
and then like some other stuff happened in my life. So it's been a work in progress, but it's still one of those like bucket list items that I want to do. So I
Oh,
still hit
man.
up clubs and stuff like that, but I haven't uh like really sat down and put my whole hour together. I have over an hour worth of material, but I
Wow.
still need to like put it together in one cohesive performance and then, put it out there. But like I say, thanks to a bunch of ex Jehovah Witnesses, they helped me pay to actually put it together. So shout out
Wow.
to the XJW community. It's the best
Yeah.
community in the world, and I love it. Y'all
Yeah.
crazy sometimes, but I love it.
That's amazing. Can't wait to hear it. So
Oh,
you're
it's
used
really
to
good.
being up this late then. This is
I am.
nothing. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good. Because it is
I
kind
am.
of late. Yeah, so we
I
appreciate
just
you
know to
being here
bring
with us.
coffee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So if we can, how can we help you? Like tag you in some of your, like if we reshare your post, who should we tag like to get their attention?
Wow. I don't know, because like when it comes to comedy, I always think of it as like I find the most interesting and the most like impressive comedians are the ones that you kind of find organically, like the
Okay.
ones that if you send me like, oh yeah, send my video to Dave Chappelle, I'm sure Dave Chappelle sees a million videos. I want Dave
Gotcha.
Chappelle to like stumble across me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like any good like reputable comedian, I want them to kind of stumble across my stuff and just feel it and just say, wow, I want to know who that guy is. I want to reach out to that guy. That's what
Yeah.
I want. So I just want people to enjoy it, get something from it, and make people laugh. It's that's it. Like to make somebody laugh, to bring somebody from a state of just feeling regular and then to go from that to just like immediate enjoyment and happiness, to be
Mhm.
able to give that to somebody is like, it's a euphoric feeling that you can't really explain, but
Yeah.
it's addictive too. I love to make people laugh. So
Oh, that's awesome. Which
yeah,
brings me to my next question. Were you always like this?
always,
Always. You always
always.
the funny
Oh
guy?
yeah, always looking to make a joke and looking to make people laugh, just all the time. And it got me in trouble in the Kingdom Hall because my elders, and it's kind of dumb, especially for them. They thought I played too much. You know what I mean? Like my elders was like, you gotta take this more seriously. You gotta be, because I was able to like have a lot of friends, like people gravitated around me, people because I was always like trying to make people laugh and just, you know what I mean? Especially outside of the Kingdom Hall, people love me. It was
Yeah.
inside the Kingdom Hall that they were like, ah, Jay, that joke's inappropriate, or they'll
Oh
say
my
stuff like,
God.
or it'll be like if I'm on stage, right? And I'm giving my talk or whatever, and my sister will be in the audience, she'll make like a funny face, and I don't know why. It's not funny. It really ain't. She'll do something like,
Okay.
ooh, right? And it's not funny, right? But it's something about being on stage and giving a talk that made it so hilarious that I would be laughing during my talk. And the elders would always pull me to the side. Jay, you got to take this more serious. You can't be up there laughing. So I
Was
just
she
was
trying to
always,
get you? Was she doing it
yeah,
purposely
yeah,
to try
yes,
to?
yes. That's
Because she knew you couldn't help it.
Oh
That's
man,
funny.
oh man, she knew it. She knew it. Me and my sister had like an ongoing war with each other, and it was just for laughs. It was all for laughs. Like just immediately out the blue for no reason, I'll just be like, "Oh, mama, Net just cuss," and she'll be like, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "She just said the F word, mama," and she didn't. But I knew at a very young age that the whole like, why would I lie about that? I knew how well that worked in real life because
Right.
people don't lie for no reason, but
Yeah.
I would for my enjoyment. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
So, oh man, me and my sister would go at it like that, and it was so fun. But yeah, that's what it was like for my entire life. I just always hung around a lot of people, and when I was with my double life squad, that's the people who act one way in the Kingdom Hall and another way outside the Kingdom Hall. Oh, we
Wow.
had the best of times,
Oh,
the
wow. I can
best.
imagine. I knew some of those. I can imagine.
Oh yeah, my double life squad was thick. It
I've
was a lot
never
of
heard
us.
that. I like
Yeah.
that. Double
Oh
Life
yeah.
Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we knew because we had to kind of keep it kind of tight because every now and then somebody come inside the squad that wasn't with the double life, and they'll go and tell, oh, they were inside, like after the skating party, they was all dancing and gyrating in the parking lot. I'm like, ah man,
So
come
a
on.
mole got in and snitched on you guys?
Yeah, yeah. And then what happened, and we would know who it was because everybody
Right.
else, like, we not telling. So
Right.
yeah, man, it was always some narc that
Wow.
would get inside the group and just end up telling on everybody. So it
Yeah.
was interesting. It was fun times sometimes.
Yeah. So, Jay, we know you have your own channel. You've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. You have over 550 videos. You have a very unique
Wow.
comedic style to bring out the information. Some of it is not a laughing matter, but the reason I invited you to Six Screens is because so many new people, we're realizing that so many new people are joining us that if they stumbled across a recent video, they may not know your backstory. So we're just kind of interested uh, in your backstory and how did you make it to this point where you are now?
Huh. Wow. I did not know I had 500 videos. like,
550,
like I
I,
didn't count. I never looked at like, let me see,
it
one,
gives you
two,
the
three. Like,
number. No, it gives you the number. And, if you look at your
gotcha.
profile, I think if you look from somebody else's profile, you can
Oh yeah.
see it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I should probably know that, but I don't. Well, it all started. It's crazy. I think I stopped going to meetings when I was like 27, 28, around there.
Okay.
And the reason I just, it's just one of those things. I'm like, I don't like going to the meetings. Like I didn't or maybe it was younger. I was probably like 25, 26, because I was just like, I don't enjoy it. It's not fun for me. I still believed in it, but I wasn't enjoying it. And I
Okay.
remember, even though I wasn't going to the meetings, I still talked to like my father, or I talked to like elders at the hall, and I'd ask them certain questions that would just come up in my head. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't going to the hall, I would talk to like, elders would visit me and call me trying to get me to go back or whatever. And I just remember asking them questions, and they would always say, are you reading apostate material? Are you looking at apostate material? Like that was the consistent answer I got all the time. And I wasn't.
Like there's
So I'm
no
like,
way you can come up with this on your own.
right. Like, I'm like,
Hmm.
it's like literally no way to leave, right? Like, y'all, ain't that like wrong? Like, ain't there something wrong with that? And they're like, oh, you've been reading apostate material. So that made me actually read and look at apostate material. You know what I mean? And
It backfired.
it did because I was so corny. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at some apostate material. I went to YouTube and I put in apostate. Right? Like I didn't
Wow.
even I wasn't even creative with it. I just put it, and then the first video that popped up was a video channel apostate chick. Do you know
Okay.
who?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
just because I put the word apostate, right? Apostate
Right.
chick video come up, and I put it on, and it was hilarious. Like her take on it, and just her mannerisms and stuff like that. I found it so funny, and
Yeah.
she was saying all the questions that I was questioning them about. You know, I'm like, oh, that's why they was wondering, because all the questions she was answering, those were the questions I had, and they
Right.
sounded like the real answer. Like,
Right.
wow, like okay, that sounds like an actual answer. So at that point, I stopped like really having anything to do with the organization, and I really started to look at it. And then some stuff happened to my family, and I was like, nah, I can't be quiet. I have to speak out. And I made a
Exactly.
video, all right? And if I remember the first video I made, I was super nervous. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be funny though. I know I like to make funny stuff, so I'm just trying to with it. I'm gonna edit it. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
And because I also have like a film background, like I went to school for film.
Okay.
So I knew how to work the camera. I knew how to edit. I knew how to use editing software and all this stuff. So I'm like, yo, this is just the perfect storm of things that I like to do. YouTube and my, expressing myself and make people laugh, and using the camera and, editing software to do it. It's perfect. So I started doing that, and I got a good response. And the more I did it, the better I felt. And the more people were like, you helped me wake up, you helped me leave. And then
Right.
I just started realizing, like, anytime that anybody wakes up from their organization, I'm not saving just them, because the way that organization works, I'm saving them, their kids, kids, because they generational, right? Like I'm gonna stop, like I can help stop that plague from continuing on in people's families. So it felt as good as making people laugh. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that same feeling to bring happiness to somebody that I enjoy, I get the same enjoyment from bringing freedom to people. You know what I mean? Like I get that same like good feeling. So at that point, I just started making videos and started talking about them. And I watched what was her name? Free Monique. I watched Free Monique channel,
I remember
right?
Free Monique. Yeah.
That's the girl right there. That's the girl. And she would make videos every day, just like whenever she was thinking about
Driving to
something.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I drive to work every day. Why don't I just, I got my phone, I just put it up. I just make videos on the way back and forth to work.
Right.
And I did that, and my channel just started taking off, and more people recognize me, and they were enjoying the messages. And I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy working out my comedy routine, working out my comedic timing and stuff like that. Like it was just fun. It was beneficial. It was fun, and it was therapeutic too. It was really therapeutic. Like it's really helping me out, So as much as I like to make the videos, it also helps me just think and get past the whole traumatic experience I've been through,
Yeah. So that was what I was going to ask you about too. Comedy helped you. Okay, so from the time that you woke up, you had your awakening, to the time that you started doing videos, what time span was that? Or did you go through a healing process first?
It was a healing process.
Hello, Gail. I'm gonna jump in here. We had the telephone go off like we normally do.
Right. Okay.
So what happens? Sorry, Jay. What happens every 6 hours? Our telephone platform goes off, so we have to get back on with that again. So just give us about 2 minutes. We'll be right back on.
Okay.
Welcome into the live 6 Screens conference calls. We thank you for joining in. To speak up and talk, press *6 on your telephone. When you are done talking, press *6 to mute yourself. Remember, when you are unmuted, your phone is a microphone and picks up on all noises in the background. We hope you enjoy the programs tonight. You will now be placed into the conference.
If you are host, please enter. Thank you. There are 10 participants in the conference.
Hey, y'all. All 10 of y'all.
So that's the phone line. We have a phone line, and then people are watching on YouTube, and then you have another group watching on Facebook, and then this is going
Nice.
up for the replay. So
Hey,
it's
what's
gonna
up,
be here to stay.
everybody? Hey.
Yeah. So can we resume? Somebody said snitches get stuck. Yes. Double live. I believe everyone was leading a double life. Yeah. I remember
That's
thinking
right.
how the heck we have faith. Yeah. True.
I remember thinking I was crazy because everybody would be like, "Oh, I love going out to field service and the assemblies." I'm like, "Wow, I hate all of those things.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?"
That must
You
be
know?
you. Yeah. I think we can.
Started.
Oh, okay. All right. So we can resume now. So we were talking about what your healing looked like. Like, did you do research? What was the point? What was it that woke you up? And what did your healing look like?
So it's crazy, right? Because so I was watching these Black Israelite videos, right? Now that these guys are nuts, okay? Like
They go
they
hard.
they
They
go
go hard.
hard, they're
Mhm.
crazy, they're super duper racist, they're terrible people, but they made some good points as far as like the Bible. And they were saying, like, in the Bible, it clearly states that Jesus had, skin of bronze, hair of wool. And I'm just like, yeah. And then I look at the Jehovah's Witness version of Jesus, and he looks like an Italian man, So I'm just like, I don't know about this Middle Eastern Italian man. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. So I would ask those questions. And that was one of the questions. They were like, "Oh, you're looking at apostate material?" I'm like, I don't think the Black Israelites are apostates.
Right.
I think they're crazy, but they made a good point. And the thing is when I started to question that, I started to question God's existence, period. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, why is nothing making sense? Like, why is nothing making sense? So I did this test, and I know the test is silly, but it moved me. And this is the test, right?
Okay.
I went in the room, and I closed all the windows. I closed the door. I made sure the fan wasn't on. I was making sure that the air was not circulating in this room at all, right? And I took a piece of paper and I put it on a desk, and I prayed. I said, God, if you're real, it's just me and you, nobody else around. If you're real, just slightly move the paper. You don't got to throw it across the room. You ain't got to do nothing, but slightly move it. That's all you got to do. And I'll stop everything I'm doing right now, and I'll come back. I worship you. You know what I mean? That's all you need. This would literally save my life, because if death is the other option, I'm asking you to save my life, right? Wow. That was my prayer. My prayer.
Okay.
That paper didn't move. That paper stayed exact. And the thing is that I knew it wasn't going to move. I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to move before I started. I'm like, yeah, he never talked to me before. Why would he do it now? I was hoping that maybe I'm wrong, and it didn't move.
But it gave you permission to release it.
It did. It was my closure. So I closed that door, and I'm like, okay, I still believe, like, that there could be a creator, but that doesn't mean that it's the type of creator that anybody else thinks it is. Like that what if there's a species that could build biological things the same way we could build cars and stuff,
Right.
Because you look at us, we're kind of like machines. We have electricity. This hip bone connected to the rib bone, you know what I mean? Like, it all works together and stuff like that. I could see how we could be considered like a machine or whatever, you know what I mean? Just built with biological parts and not mechanical parts. So I could get that there possibly is a creator. So I guess I'm agnostic. But even if we were, that don't mean he's stuck around. That don't mean we can talk to him via prayer. That means we could have been created, and he like, all right, that was fun. Let me go see what I can do over here now, in the vastness of space, you know what I mean? Like there's so many other options to just this God of the Bible who is very controversial to say the least. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that that moved me to the next area of my life, and knowing or believing that God doesn't exist, that turns into like a cheat code in life. It's for me personally. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, but when you know that little bit in life, life just tastes that much sweeter because you
Okay.
know when you die, first off, chances are you're not even going to know when you die. When people die, I highly doubt they know they're dead. You know what I mean? Because you're not conscious of anything.
Right.
It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, you know? So when you pass over, it's nothing. You don't feel nothing. It's the same way you felt before you were born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you were conceived. You know what I mean? It's the same exact feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Like you didn't know you weren't conceived yet, you know? So
Exactly. Yeah.
so at the end of the day, it just allows me to love and appreciate life that much more, you know. Like I'm like, wow, I have nothing that I'm like, oh, I gotta do this or else that God is gonna come get me and stuff. Like, no, I just want to be good and loving to people because it makes me feel good. And when
Right.
people are good and loving to me, it makes them feel good, and makes me feel good even more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
So
just
you
one of
don't
those
have an
things.
ulterior motive when you are good to people and kind to people and making them laugh. You don't have an ulterior motive. Like you're not expecting something in return. That's who you really are.
I mean,
As
yeah, I
freedom. To me,
mean,
that's freedom. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I like I've never was like, talking to somebody and cracked a joke and was like, yeah, that'll be $5. Like, no, I literally enjoy making people laugh. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do have a Patreon page though, and
Okay.
that's mostly because it helps out. It's hard to have an entire family and devote a lot of time, energy, and effort to putting out like these quality videos. Like if I could just do it, you know what I'm saying? And it was like super easy, just run the mill stuff, and it didn't take any time away from like, my other household, husbandly, fatherly duties, then
Yeah.
then it'd be no problem. But it makes it easier when you have like a Patreon and people support you and help you, reward the time you spend for just putting out this stuff. And like I say,
Mm-hmm.
it's like getting paid to ride roller coasters. You know what I'm saying? It's like something you enjoy, and
Yeah.
you get paid to do it. So, um, I don't expect anything from people. Like I don't expect people to join my Patreon. I'm cool whether you join or not. I just want people to hear the message, spread the message, and hopefully, take something from it. And like I say, it's therapy to me too. Like it's very therapeutic to talk about my
Right.
experience or my just thought process regarding like what's going on with the organization and helping free people. Like all that is like the bomb to me. I love it all.
Yeah. So you mentioned your family. So your wife and kids, how did that all go down when you decided you were done with the organization?
Well, I didn't have kids when I first decided I was done.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay. It was a
when I
little bit
was
easier then. Mhm.
Yeah, much easier. When I
Mhm.
was dating my wife, I remember hitting her with the whole, "Oh, you just don't get it," you know, because whenever you're talking to somebody who's not a Jehovah Witness, and you tell them something, or you try to explain to them like the disfellowshipping, they're like, "What? You don't want to? You wouldn't speak to your mother or your family no more if they didn't do something that pleases the organization?" I'm like, you don't get it.
Oh, okay, okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? So
Yeah,
that's when we first were dating. But like I say, the more I was away from the organization, the more I looked into stuff and questioned stuff and watched videos and got answers and stuff, the more and further away I got from the organization. So my wife, she was just there all the time because she loved me because she loved me. It wasn't nothing about the my upbringing and organization that interfered in our relationship at all. I wouldn't let it anyway. Like I was
yeah,
already feeling free, so I enjoyed the freedom, and I just knew certain things didn't make sense. Like I lived with my wife before I married her because
okay.
I never thought I just knew it didn't make sense to be with somebody for a couple months You know what I'm saying? Be
Yeah.
chaperone with them. You don't even know everything there is to know about them, and then deciding to spend the rest of your life with them. That's crazy to me. You
Yeah.
need to actually know somebody before you like marry him. So our relationship was really like, you know, put through the test and really like measured, and we both like ended up with the person we wanted to be with. And my
Nice.
kids are just two amazing, wonderful creatures that that surprise me every day. Like, it's funny, my kids always know a little bit more than I think they do. Like,
Mhm.
constantly. I'm like,
Yeah.
they don't know nothing about that. Then they're like, well, I know something about it. I'm like, how do you? You know, like,
Yeah.
so my kids are they're amazing. My mom is still a JW, so every now and then we have a little
Mm.
hang up. My kids got questions and I gotta explain stuff to them. But
Are you
outside
able
of
to
that,
speak with her? Like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, you are? Okay.
yeah. Um,
Mhm.
like it's a funny relationship, but I have the way I speak to my mother is, one, we don't talk about religion. We don't
Okay.
because it always goes bad. And two, I make her acknowledge that I'm not lying. The stuff that I say,
Wow.
I make her acknowledge that I'm not lying. Because as long as I'm not lying, I'm not an apostate.
Right.
You can only be
Oh,
an apostate if you lie, or you intentionally try to deceive, or try to bring somebody down because you want to destroy them because you're being destroyed. Like, nah,
yeah. Right.
that's not what I'm doing. The stories I tell is 100% true. The stuff that I say is 100% true. And as long as that's the case, and I'm not out here trying to, deceive nobody, then I don't fit the criteria of an apostate. So
Right. Wow, that's interesting. That I bet you're planting a lot of seeds that way.
I am.
She's there's no way she's not thinking about what you're saying. She's thinking about it.
Yeah, but
But
she has that dissidence, where it's like nah, because my mama has invested so much time, energy, and effort. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know if I
mhm.
want her to wake up at this point in her life.
Mhm.
If I'm
Mhm.
being complete, because her entire, what it's like to be in that organization. They strip
Yeah.
everything non-JW away from you. And
Yeah.
at the later years in your life, I don't want her to lose whatever social structure she has right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, she wouldn't lose her family. We got a pretty big family, but it's more to it than that. And I don't want her to lose that. I don't want her to like have to go through the whole like process of waking up. Like, man, it's a tough thing for an older person to realize how much they lost.
Yeah. And how
And how
much
much
time and what they would have sacrificed, what they would have done
exactly.
for it.
Exactly.
And yeah,
It sucks for me.
I was watching a not a documentary, but I thought it was a XJW video, and it was a video of a brother who was in the concentration camp. And I realized at the very end, I realized he was still in. Granted, the video is about 10 years old, but he was still in, and he thanked Jehovah, yada yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, he was in his 80s. I'm like, that's somebody I would not want to wake up. Somebody who was in there, saw it, saw
Exactly.
how
Exactly.
horrific it was. And how the witnesses in the concentration camps, they were hardcore, right? For them to
Exactly.
come out and learn that it was a lie, that their friends died for a lie. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want
Yeah.
them to wake up. So I understand.
Yeah. It's just certain
Jeez.
people, because that organization loves to get people to invest inside of it, because their psychological team, or whatever their research as far as like how the human brain works and how the human experience is, they're the best in the world,
Oh
because
yeah.
they know how to get people to invest. And the more you invest and the more you put into the organization, the harder it is to leave. Like, can you imagine a couple that let their child die refusing a blood transfusion?
That's another example. Yep.
You can't have them wake up. You
Right.
can't.
Right.
Because if they wake up and they realize that they allowed their child to die for a publishing company
Mm-hmm. Yep.
is no is I don't know how you get over that. I don't know how
Yeah.
you get past that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that organization needs and deserves all the criticism that it gets. And that's why I'm so proud of this community. They keep fighting, they keep, putting stuff together. Even when we bump heads with each other, we still pretty much stay on mission.
Yeah.
And as long as we can keep doing that, we gonna win. We're gonna
Yeah.
win. We're absolutely
But
gonna win.
the ultimate goal of doing what we do and helping people to wake up is to to come into harmony. And when we're in harmony, like in the previous show, in the big picture, one of the ladies was talking about divisions. You know, the demise of a community or the demise of a structure rest on division, right? But if a bunch of us wake up and we harmonize and come against whoever that enemy is, we all have the same enemy, right? We win.
Yeah.
But we realize that not everybody can go with with us. But the ultimate goal is harmony and unity and love. And so
Yeah.
we.
I agree with you 100%.
Mhm.
The only thing I would like just want to say is that even when it comes to like unity and stuff like that, there are just some people you cannot be unified with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you just can't. Like y'all see the world too differently. Even if y'all mission is the same, one person may want to come from this angle and one person may want to come from that angle, and they may bump heads. Like me personally, kart crashing, I could see how it helps people, but I could also see how it's detrimental. Now, but am I going to go out and say don't do it? No. Like if that's your method, then go ahead. But that wouldn't be my method. And somebody may say like, well, you're not doing enough then. You're not, you know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
won't, because and I can't push back because that's how they feel. So in that instance, we would just be two people who have the same goal, but we're approaching it from two different ways. So
True.
it's okay to not have everybody on the same team as long as we're in the same battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because even Jehovah's Witnesses, the reason they seem like they're so strong and so unified is because they don't have a choice but to be unified. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I remember people at the Kingdom Hall that my mama did not like, and they did not like my sisters. Like it was a family in there that did not like us.
What?
Just did not like us. Didn't
Okay.
like nobody in our family. We didn't like their family, but we was all Jehovah's Witnesses. So we saw them. We were cordial. We just didn't hang out after the meetings. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my goodness.
It's just one of those things. Like as long as people are respectful to each other, that's pretty much it. Like just be respectful to each other, and that's all I could ask for. As long as like because there's certain people who don't like stuff that I believe in or stuff that I feel because it's different than what they feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's never cool. Like if you don't like if somebody feels differently about something that I like really wholeheartedly, you know, like feel I'm really into this, and for somebody to feel differently, it would irritate me, no doubt, but I'm not gonna like cash you out because you feel that way. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
And there are some people who are like, oh, you feel that way? I don't care what your excuse is.
Yeah.
I can't rock with you no more. That's how you
Yeah.
feel. I don't care. I don't care if your
There's still
excuse
some
making sense.
programming we
Done.
have to overcome.
You do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because once people are able to just be able to agree to disagree, and look at all the stuff you do agree with,
Mhm.
because I always notice there's way more stuff we agree with than we don't agree with.
Yeah.
So if you willing to throw away all the stuff we agree with because of the one thing we disagree with, it's gonna be hard to move forward with you.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's huge, Jay. That's a huge accomplishment that you can get along with people with differing opinions
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
yeah,
I do.
because we all, in the organization, we all did the same thing, but you realize people, in the real world, people have differing opinions, and it's okay. We can agree to disagree. We don't
Yes.
have to throw them away. We can still be friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a big
Now,
accomplishment.
oh man, yep. Don't get me wrong. I will argue. I will argue my point to my dying breath, but I'm not gonna demonize nobody for not believing in the same stuff I believe in.
Yeah, or throw them away. I like what you said, throw them
Yeah,
away. Yeah,
nah,
but that's
nah.
awesome. I mean, that's how civil adults act,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So we're at 10:58. Let's open up the phone lines and to anybody want to come in and say hello to Jay and ask some questions. Did I miss something? Come on in. Come on in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yep.
Hello.
It reminds me if you take two magnets and you reverse the polarity, no matter how hard you try to stick those magnets together, they go against each other, right?
Yep.
You can't get them to stick.
Yep.
What we're looking at here and the energy that's going on in the world today, the one thing that's missing from so many people is the answer. It's simple. It's unconditional love. If you look at the vibration and where things are shifting in this world today, I don't care if you're Democratic or Republican. I don't care what title you hold. If we could all embrace unconditional love, that means we love each other unconditionally. It's something we never had in the Watchtower. Something we weren't allowed to have in the Watchtower. We were fooled to think that we were the one true religion that had that, but we did not. But if you look at the world events today, if we could all come together in love, in that vibration, that is what's going to bring us out of this darkness. That is what's going to shift the world. And I believe we're heading into a very, very dark place, but I don't think it's going to last too long because there's enough of us out there that through our vibrations, our whys in life, our intentions in life, our unconditional love is what all of us together, it's not one person. It's going to take every ounce of all of our energies together that will shift and we will have better days coming. I believe that with all my heart. Just wanted to share that.
Hey man,
Thank you,
thanks for
Daniel.
sharing that. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. I do want to say one thing. Like unconditional love, oh, that's gonna be a hard one. That's gonna be a hard one to like be walking up to a stranger being like, you know what, I love you. that's gonna be a tough sell, brother. But I do think that there are some things that needs to happen immediately. Like one thing, I think every school in the entire world need to train people how to communicate with each other. Not English class, but how to effectively communicate. Because whenever you talk to somebody, right, especially somebody you disagree with, you need to ask questions. You need to understand and lock in exactly what they're trying to say and the point they're trying to make and why they feel that way. And then you express how you feel and you try to express it in a non-combative way, because I see a lot of conversations that start off in a combative tone. And the problem is when you talk to somebody, and especially somebody you disagree with, it's gonna be frustrating, it's gonna be irritating. But if you let that be known that you're frustrated and that you're irritated, the conversation turns into a conflict. It turns into a competition. Like the moment you put somebody on the defense, they're not trying to hear you anymore. They're trying to win. A conversation isn't about winning or losing. It's exchanging information. You explain why you feel that way. I explain why I feel that way. And then maybe we in the middle say, okay, I can see why you feel that way. I can understand that. And you move forth with both of you having more knowledge than when you started. Now, if you can have these conversations nicely, and if we can like really sit down and talk, it's great, because this is the thing. Like, I remember some Black Lives Matter protesters going to like a Trump rally, right? And as soon as the Trump rally people saw him, they was and the Black Lives Matter people was But then something amazing happened. You know what that was? They talked to each other. They didn't talk. They didn't scream at each other. The Trump supporters said, let them talk. Let them talk. They got on stage and they start talking. The Trump supporters agreed with what they were saying. They agreed with what the Black Lives Matter people were saying. And the Black Lives Matter people agreed with what they were saying. They both agreed. It was crazy, because they weren't yelling at each other.
Right.
They were talking, because the thing is that when you start forgetting that we're human, you start to forget that we're all capable of good and evil. Like, sometimes you see the opposite side and you say, oh, they all evil. If you do that, then you're taking away their humanity and you're objectifying them. They're no longer a human, they're an object.
Right.
And as long as they're an object, they don't have emotions, they don't have families, they're not capable of anything other than what you think they're capable of. And if that conversation is not happening, if you look at a Trump supporter and you're like, oh, he's a Trump supporter, he's terrible. Or if you look at somebody who supports Black Lives Matter and you're like, oh, he's one of those Black Lives Matter, oh, he's terrible. It takes away the humanity. It objectifies them. It makes them less than human. And if you cannot talk, if you cannot have a good conversation, things are going to be exactly where they are now. You keep bumping heads, the head's going to keep bumping.
And what you're describing is a program.
Yeah.
You're describing a program, the way you're supposed to think and react to other people, which it sounds like you've ascended above that programming, accepting people for who they are.
Yeah, you got to. You got to accept people for who they are and what they believe. Now, if they believe stuff that you just far out, you just don't believe, you can express yourself. You could say, I don't believe that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't see how you agree with it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to exchange the information and not try to come out with like a hostile, like, energy, because the moment somebody feels that they're being attacked, is no longer exchanging information. It's all about trying to win the competition. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And that was part of the training that we received, in the reasoning book. Those were answers to objections. We were trained to win. This is like this, read this book, this is how you win.
Yep.
So to let go of that feeling that we don't need to win every conversation, we don't have to agree on everything,
The moment where you start getting into a conversation where you feel like you need to win, in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody win an argument, really. I don't think I've ever seen it, especially on the internet.
Wow.
I've never seen anybody, like, I've seen people be like, see, I told you you're wrong. And then they'll find something else to be right about. We're like, well, I might be wrong about that, but I'm right about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's no winning. It's no winning. So don't try to have a conversation of winning. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's, for what you're describing to me, is if you can have, just to say, hypothetically speaking, two different parties coming together and communicate, it's, to me, that's surrender of the ego. And that's where you might get sick of me saying this, but that's where love comes in. That's where you express yourself. It's not about being right and wrong. That's where we have to shift the energy. It's no longer about being right, wrong. It's about sharing from your heart and connecting with the other person. Whether you see eye to eye on everything It doesn't matter. It's that connection that you hold in that moment and time that shifts everything. Where you let the ego go, it's who cares who's right, who's wrong, who made the most mistakes, who did this, who did that. It doesn't matter. If you can get to that moment in time and truly share and truly listen to each other. Think about a marriage. How does a successful marriage work? It's communication. It's not the man being ahead of the woman or the woman being ahead of the man. It's viewing each other as a team. We're actually on the same side more than you realize, and we work together. And you may be stronger here than I am, or I may be stronger on this point or that point. But when you recognize those are gifts we have, and we share with each other, and we grow with each other, we're at a crossroad right now in life. Right now, we're at a crossroad that can go very dark, but also can shift around and be a rainbow and be very bright future for all of us. But we're at that crossroad, and it's what I feel is we just got to let go of that ego. It's not about being right, wrong. It's what do we do now? This is what we've been through. This is what we experience. How can we make a difference? And we interchange that with each other, and we move forward. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but that's just what I feel.
Nah, and you're right. Like that's exactly what needs to happen. It's just getting to that point. It's hard to get to that level without going through the first level. Like if you can't get people to sit down and talk to each other without yelling or being in competition trying to win, it's gonna be hard to get to that love part.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
We're you know how if you ever think in life like I don't know, whether you're going for an interview for a big opportunity for a job that's going to really just make a huge difference in your life. How many times do we overthink things that we stress ourselves out thinking, oh my God, what if I don't say this right, or if I don't do this right, or they're not going to like me, and whatever the case is. What I'm saying is we tend to overthink things instead of just letting go and letting be and going with the flow. Think about it. If I came to talk with you and I sit down with you and say we had differences on whatever, but I approached you in a way that I wanted to hear you. I wanted to hear your thoughts. I didn't give you any a way of feeling intimidated or I just wanted to hear, how do you feel we can have solution? What do you think the solution is? And I approached you in a way that it wasn't attacking. It wasn't anyway, but just, hey, you felt comfortable to speak your mind. And I truly sat there. I didn't interrupt you, and I listened to you. That's what I'm saying. We're making this more complicated than it actually is, because we're looking at our scars. We're looking at our battle wounds, and we're looking at that, and we're holding on to those, and we're putting energy to there instead of letting go and walking in. Because when you walk in free flowing, other people feel that subconsciously or consciously. They feel that. You can shift the energy all by yourself. That's why I say this is one-on-one. Each and every one of us can shift our energy if we truly want. If we want to get out of the drama, we want to get out of the Jerry Springer show, and we truly want peace, we truly want to move forward, what do we bring to the table? Because if I go to the table not trusting you, I go to the table thinking you're just going to try to screw me over, you're going to talk to me a certain way, you're going to subconsciously even feel that. So you're automatically going to have a wall up. I'm going up with a wall up. What do you have?
Exactly. I think we're saying the same
a very
exact thing.
slow conversation.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same exact thing, man. I agree with you 100%. You gotta come in with all your cards on the table, and you gotta be ready to like really ask some tough questions and be able to accept tough answers without going to the whole the ego. You know what I mean? Like you said, and letting the
Or
ego
without
get bruised and
attaching a
stuff.
label, Jay.
Yeah,
Or
that
without
too.
attaching a label. I
Yep.
had dinner with someone last night and she asked me about some things, and I need to know how much to say or how little to say or whatever. But whatever I said, she goes, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." I'm like, "What?" So you need to attach a label to who you are based on your opinion. That's something to me that's new that I've noticed in the last 2 years. The need to say, "Oh, you're this or you're that," which creates more division. So
Yeah,
learning to listen to each other without attaching a label.
yeah. I still struggle with that. I be telling people they conspiracy theories all the time. Like, you're a
Oh,
conspiracy
Jay.
theorist. I do it. I do it. I do it. I need to stop, but I do. I
Oh,
do.
okay,
I do.
okay.
I do because
Jay and
yeah.
Gail,
Yeah.
we got a lot of people. In fact, if you don't mind, we got a lot of people who want to speak up. Can we
Yes,
please?
Okay.
please.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. My
Okay.
bad.
So
My
go ahead.
bad.
We've got a ton of people on here that are at least in what we call the green zone. So if you want to say hello to Jay, go ahead. Say hello to Gail. Say hello to Jay. You're on with us. Go ahead. We've got Wisconsin.
Hi, Gail. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, what up? How you doing?
Hi. Hi, it's Rochelle from Milwaukee. Rick knows me. I never met or talked to you, Gail. Is this a new show for you?
We've been doing it for about a year. We were on the phone line, and then I think this is our 5th episode on YouTube. So we've been doing it for about a year. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been calling in since 2011, so I've been calling in for a long time.
Oh, okay. We're on every other Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi. I know a lot of people have to talk, but I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
Thank you, Rachel.
Hey, how you doing? I hope you're having a great Saturday. You having fun over there in Milwaukee?
I am.
That's what's up.
I'm
That's
having fun
what's
up
up.
here.
It was raining today? Because it was raining here.
Yeah, it was raining. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you called in to say hi, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really liked your video showing Sam Hurd and like tight pants. That's like a classic.
Yeah, I remember that. The cartoon one. It took me like 10 hours to put that cartoon together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me 10 hours to put that cartoon together. I'm sorry, say again?
Oh, I've enjoyed everything you guys have been saying too.
Oh man,
thanks
for listening.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
listening.
I have a question. So, go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, what's your question?
I have a question for Gail. I have a question for Gail. I just want to know how long you've been an extra Jehovah's Witness.
Since 2018. So 4 years.
Okay, wow.
4 years.
Yeah, a lot of people are leaving. It's really crazy, like how many people are leaving.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
So a newbie. I guess they call me a newbie. And like Jay said, I couldn't be quiet. I'm like, what? I was 50 years old when I woke up.
I think Rochelle, you have your speakerphone on. We're getting some.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Shut that off if you would.
Sorry about that.
All right, that's
okay,
better.
so it's not echoing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. Thank you, Rick.
All right. Well,
okay. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Rick.
All right. We got a California coming in. Come on in, California. Oxnard, California. Come on in. You're on with us. You're on the After the Storm program. Go ahead. Say hello to Gail. Say hello to Jay.
Hey, this is Larry from Camarillo. Hello, everyone.
What's up, Larry?
Hello.
In the Sunshine State.
Yeah. What's that?
Pretty good. Larry in the Sunshine State.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All
So I
right.
was just listening to you guys, and so Rick invited me to say hello, so I'm saying hello.
Oh, hey. Well, I'm glad you came. You got any questions for us?
You know, we have a lot of similar experiences and ideas, although I'm not an agnostic now, but I was for a while when I first left because, you know, the people who have control over the Watchtower, they do make the Bible invalid by their traditions. So it's for a while there, I became an agnostic. In fact, I may have even been atheist for a while, but I snapped out of it. So I follow Christ now. That's all I do.
Awesome.
Hey.
Okay.
If you're happy, man, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Freedom and happiness, that's all I'm just happy to hear about.
And you know what, brother? Everyone in the world now is my brother and sister.
Well, I don't like R. Kelly. He's pretty terrible. He ain't gonna be my brother. Not that him, Ogu from Penn State. There's a couple people that's not my brother.
What I meant was no more. If you're not a Jehovah Witness, then you're not your brother. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. In that sense, right. I have a small circle I'm very protective of.
Yeah, I understand. I kind of have a protective circle too.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
I
Do we
believe
have?
had-
Do we
I
have
believe we had New Jersey. New Jersey, did you
New
want
Jersey?
to?
Okay.
New Jersey hit *6.
New Jersey, what's up?
Yeah. Well, that's a good state, huh? You've been up to New Jersey, Jay.
Yeah, Jersey J. What's up? You know, that was actually my name for a long time.
Really?
Like my double life squad, they would call me Jersey J because I wore jerseys all the time. Like do you remember throwbacks when that was big?
Yeah.
I used to wear throwbacks all the time, the Mitchell and Ness throwbacks. So they called me Jersey J.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, Jay? We've got, I got a video here I want to play. I mean,
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Can we play the video? I mean, I got looking through some of your videos. This one struck my fancy. This was funny. You had my wife and I laughing the other day.
Right in the fancy, huh?
You know, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to shake up a Jehovah's Witness to get them thinking about what you're saying. That's one of the most frustrating things in the world. When you leave the Watchtower, you say, geez, I want to go and tell all my friends what I learned. I want to tell them about the UN. I want to tell them about all the covering up of pedophiles. And you go and tell them and you get frustrated. They won't listen. So I like this video here. I picked this out as my favorite. So I'm going to put it up here right now. This is Jay the comedian. And he's going to give you this. He's going to give you a great little video. I got an excerpt from it here. So let's start right here. Let's share it. And let's play it. Let me just widen the screen here so it's nice and big. Okay. Okay, give us a second. Come on. 1 second. I don't know what's going on.
Come on, Jay, move.
Everything I touch. Everything I touch is. I'm just going to hold on. Let me just refresh it. Everything I touch is. Tonight we had a computer crashed on me. No, I'm not making excuses.
Oh, no.
I had 5 computers here going at the same time. Fortunately, I had a backup running. But you guys go ahead and talk, and I'll get this set up. I want to play the video for you.
We must be doing something right. That's what I call warfare. So
that's what it is. It's Watchtower. They're hitting us. They're like, they doing too much talking and truth bombs
and
dropping.
getting along and
all right, we gotta corrupt that. We gonna
different beliefs, and they
slow
still like each other. Come on.
Yeah, how dare they? I'm
Who
gonna
does
slow
that?
down their Wi-Fi. Nuh-uh. Hit them with commercials and free trials
Oh,
of PureFlix.
while Rick is getting this up, I wanted to know, Jay, if I cash app you some money, can you send me a can of that Garrett's popcorn?
Yo, Garrett's. I'll wait in that
I
line.
was
I will wait in that line.
I was in Chicago a month ago, and somebody's like, "You gotta try it." And I went and I bought the little bag. I'm like, "Let me see." And then the last day, I bought the whole tin. It was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like, "Oh my god, I need somebody." Seriously,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you get? You get the mixture
mix,
with the
the mix.
okay. So you
Oh
get the
my
butter,
God.
the cheese, and the caramel.
Just the
mixture?
cheddar cheese and the caramel. Oh my!
yeah,
I made
okay.
myself sick, but I'm ready to get sick again. But anyway.
Yeah, it's terrible for you, but it's so delicious.
I love it.
I went. It was funny. We went to Lollapalooza and we got some Garrett's on the way there. And you know they won't let you bring any outside food, so we're like scarfing it down. And the security guards was like, "Man, y'all making that Garrett's look so good." They're like, "Man, you give me some, I'll let you in for free." I'm like, that's tempting. That's tempting. But yeah, the Garrett's, man, the Garrett's. We got some things out here that's really good that a lot of people don't know about. Like a lot of people don't know about the Maxwell Street Polish place. Whenever the club's in at like 3, 4 in the morning, everybody goes to the Maxwell Street place, and we get Polishes and pork chops and burgers. It's too many onions. Ah, man, it's so many good spots in Chicago. I love it here.
I enjoyed it. I wish I could stay longer. Next time I'll stay at your place, the Airbnb.
Yeah, come on through. We got the Airbnb. We got the long-term rental space. We got several different things. So yeah, let me know.
Awesome.
Reach out.
All right. If you're in Chi-Town, hook up Jay.
Yeah, look me up. We got all type of Airbnbs, but it's funny. The Airbnb, especially during summertime, is packed. Like it's every single day because we live. Well, the house that I used to stay in, because we moved now, it's not too far from the Cubs stadium.
Okay,
it's like maybe a mile or two away, and during the baseball season, it's like packed. It's always busy. I got to go there tomorrow to turn it over.
Yeah,
because we got somebody checking out and somebody else checking in same day. So
wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. My wife, my wife is she's really business oriented. Like she's the entrepreneur's entrepreneur, you know. So she figured all that stuff out. She's amazing.
Wow. So are we going to be able to see the video, Rick?
Well, I'm not sure what's happening. This really is ticking me off because I had this on, but I think it's asking me to reboot. Well, we got one. It's not the one I want. It's not the one I want, but let's see if we can get a sound on it.
Okay.
My controls are not.
That's my voice.
Or even your opening when you're like, you have a nice nose today. Has anybody told you?
That's right.
Subscribers.
I give the best random body compliments of all time. Nobody does it better.
Organization needs to come down. Yes, the organization I'm talking about is witnesses, but yes. Thank you all. The news thing. It's not like official or anything, but I think the organization is going kaput. I think so. I think
it's breaking up a little.
Check out my reasoning behind that. And if it's illogical, then throw it away. But if it makes sense, let me know. So okay.
It's the winter time.
When the company is kind of going downward, or at least seeming like they may be about to go belly up, they start to ramp up production on their most used commodity. You know, like the things that keep them in business, the thing that people like the most about them, or the thing that makes them the most money, or gives them whatever it is that they're trying to sell. the best things about that organization, they ramp up production on, right? Like if you're in the business of making, I don't know, rubber toys and rubber dog poop is your number one commodity, and they're like, oh no, they're starting to stop buying rubber toys. Ramp up production on the rubber dookie. You know? So you can have more to sell and more to put out. That's not for these to be able to make as much as you can put about before the business is capable of making.
It's not only I wanted, but it's okay. That's funny too. Well, Jay, I mean, do you just kind of ad lib some of this stuff, right?
I ad lib 99% of that stuff.
Oh yeah, well, you're funny. You're funny. We had one here, and it really got my attention. You were saying you were trying to get the attention of Jehovah's Witnesses. And this guy came in. It was you, obviously, a double of you. And he was an alien. And so he said, I'm going to stick this thing up your butt. And I found that. And, it wasn't really phasing you per se. But it's just like the Jehovah's Witnesses. You can go to them and, tell them some pretty bad stuff about the Watchtower, but I mean, it goes in one ear and out the other. It doesn't phase them at all. But I thought that was very good the way you did that, Jay. Good job.
That video needs to be seen now because people are not going to get it.
Yeah.
They were like, wait, what? Okay, that wouldn't.
Maybe you can put the link, Rick, when this video goes up. Maybe you can put the link in the description.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm still trying to play around with this computer. It wants me to restart it, but if I restart it, I lose the live stream. So that's the problem.
Oh, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, just drop the link. People can watch it.
Yeah.
But we so appreciate you spending your evening with us, Jay. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have any final thoughts for new people that are waking up? What would you say to the ones that are waking up now?
Well, to the people who are waking up, I always like to tell them that throughout life, a lot of people told you, especially as far as like being inside the organization, that being selfish is wrong and not good. But when you leave that organization, there are some things you need to be selfish about. One is your time. You need to understand that life is short, but it's even shorter when you're an ex-Jehovah Witness because you lost a lot of time. So the time that you have now, figure out who you are, figure out what you love to do, and figure out that you're an amazing person and that you're strong. Like for you to leave that organization, it takes so much strength and willpower to do because that organization is set up to make sure that it is as uncomfortable and that it's destructive and as hurtful as possible to leave. So if you can overcome all that and still leave that organization, you are strong. Take this time to figure out who you are and what you love. And some people who just don't want to give you that time, I don't know what you got to do, but you need to take the time and figure out who you are, because once you figure out who you are, once you figure out what you like and what you don't like, and you're able to love yourself the way you should love yourself, then you can love and help other people. Because if you can't love yourself, or you can't get to the point to where you see the value in yourself, and you see the strength in yourself, and you see how amazing you are and how many possibilities that you still have left as far as your future and your goals and your aspirations and your dreams, once you figure out that all that's in front of you and you get excited and you're ready to just kick down the door and go for it, then you can help other people out too on your way. Don't go too far, but don't stay too far back either. Stay in the middle, because the organization wants you to go too far, because people that go too far struggle, fall, run through those, they hurt themselves, and then you're like, oh, the organization told me I'd hurt myself.
They were right.
They were, yeah, because that's what they want. They want that rubber band that they pulled all the way back to just fly off and just crash into the wall. But I
Ooh,
would just stay in the middle, figure out who you are, and just know that you're free and enjoy that freedom.
that's a
And
great analogy. You have a serious side.
a little. It don't stick around for too long. It comes and goes.
That was awesome. Yeah. Wow. I want to hear that again. I'm going to replay the end of that again.
All
But
right.
yeah, so where can we find you, Jay? On
Uh
YouTube and Instagram?
yeah, I'm everywhere, and I use all different names. It's so not well put together. But on Facebook, I'm Jay Scott on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm Jay the Comedian One on Instagram. I'm XJW Comedian J on TikTok. What else there? I got a bunch, but I'm Jay the Comedian on Patreon, Jay the Comedian on YouTube.
Mhm.
I think that's pretty much mostly it. And
Yeah.
I'm
Well, if
Jay
you've
Scott in real
never
life.
in real life, awesome. Thank you for being here. If you haven't seen Jay's videos, go to YouTube and check his videos out. Subscribe, give him a thumbs up, share his videos. He has a very unique style, a style that we appreciate. Um, we're not all clones of each other, right? We see different
Absolutely.
personalities, and so that's what we're trying to show. And so, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to the audience for being here this evening. And yeah, that's it. Keep spreading your light, Jay. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, you have a
Oh,
very unique
absolutely.
way of doing it, and so we appreciate what you bring to the table.
Thank you so
All
much. And I
right.
appreciate the invite. And I want you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Your show is really helping a lot of people out. And for the XJWs who are awakening, and if you got a voice and you want to put it out there, you can put it out there. Don't feel like you can't because you're not like somebody else, or you don't feel like you would be as good as somebody else.
Mhm.
Nobody can tell your story better than you. So
There you go.
if you want to put that message out, put it out there. And yeah, thanks again for the invite. Rick, man, you are
Yes.
amazing. You the man.
Well, I'm listening to
Thank
you
you.
guys, and I'll tell you what. I thank you, Jay, for coming on. You're a good guy. Don't you ever change. Yeah, you're doing a
All
great
right.
job. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Jay.
All right. Thank
All
you. Thank
right.
you.
Good night, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
Good night, Gail.
Okay. Good
Peace.
night.
Well,
Bye
there
bye.
you have it. There you go. Two champion ex-witnesses right there. Friends, we've got more programming to go here on the 6 screens tonight, so don't leave us now. We have got a pasta babe. She's coming on next from Southern California. So we're going to end this program, and I'm going to send her a new link. So we appreciate everyone coming into After the Storm, and Gail will be on in 2 weeks. So we'll see you then. Pasta Babe is coming up next right here on the 6 Screens Telenetwork.